Hey everybody, welcome to WCAX. This is our live dance streaming show. We're kicking off just a few minutes late today, but I do want to get Sophia on the horn this morning because recently Tripoli, big concern all throughout Vermont. A lot of people a little nervous, and actually you went out in the woods a few days ago and spoke to a woman doing some mosquito collecting mosquitoes and then some subsequent testing. Tell me about that. What are we doing here?
Yeah, so it's a strange concept, right? Collecting mosquitoes, something we're always trying to ward off. But there's a team of 6 people who are managing about 104 collection sites across the state.
Yeah.
They've added, I think, 16 rapid response sites this year because of the threat of Triple E. But they go out every week and they go to these sites and they have certain equipment they use up in the trees on the ground that draws mosquitoes in. Yeah. And then they collect those mosquitoes, even using a vacuum to literally vacuum them up. And then they're going to test those for things like Triple E, West Nile virus. So that team of 6 is solely responsible for all of those numbers we're getting so that we can actually understand how prevalent it is and send out these, these warnings that we need to stay cautious.
Yeah, definitely some important work there. And it's funny because I think in the story you had this morning, it almost looks like a cooler. Like it's a cooler with...
It literally is a cooler.
Together,
And they make this equipment, some of it themselves.
Yeah.
So it is kind of jerry-rigged, but that was a cooler full of dry ice because that releases carbon dioxide, which is, makes the mosquito think that they're going after a human because that's what we release. So it's tricking the mosquitoes, actually drawing them to that cooler. Yeah. They're going to get trapped, and then that's how they can collect them.
Exactly. Yeah. And my one we're not going to say the exact where these things are, of course, but typically these are those kind of in the woods, kind of wet, swampy environment kind of area where they get those mosquitoes.
Yeah, where you would expect mosquitoes to congregate, and definitely in the woods because the woman I spoke with yesterday, Patty Casey, explained to me that these mosquitoes are first and foremost going after birds. And so mosquitoes already come out at night, but birds are an easy target because they fall asleep in the trees, and so mosquitoes come out and they know that they can, feed off of these birds. And that's how the disease is often spread, things like Triple E and beyond. So that is why these test sites do tend to be in these wooded areas, shaded, where you would expect mosquitoes to want to hang out.
Well, it was really cool stuff this morning. I know you did kind of a 2-parter, 3-parter story there, so we can we'll kick off at least the first one.
Yeah.
And kind of show people some really cool work. Again, 6 people doing that kind of stuff is really fascinating. So,
it's all hands on deck right now. But
yeah, absolutely. So hopefully nobody's getting sick with the mosquito bites, of course, and you're staying safe and getting outside and putting on bug spray and the like. But Sophia, thanks for hopping by again. We'll pull this up in just a second here.
Let's do it. I'm here in Fairfield where we're talking about Triple E today, and that's a phrase you've been hearing a lot in the news lately. But before we can get those numbers to you as far as what the spread is looking like in your area, it takes actually going out into the woods and collecting mosquitoes that carry the disease and testing them for it. And today I'm here with somebody who's been doing that work. This is Patty Casey. You're with the Environmental Surveillance Program with the Agency of Agriculture, and you've been doing this work all year, right?
Yes, all year, every year, many years, yes.
That's really interesting because I think this is sort of something that's been popping up more this year because it's on the rise, but this is a normal part of your work. You've known about Triple E.
Yes, we've known about Triple E for a long time, and we are doing surveillance for it every year. It's just that it doesn't show up every year. So we went several years without seeing it, and then we saw it last year, and so we expected to see it again this year, and we have, and we will probably see it again next year.
We certainly have. And I can't help but notice this strange device behind you. This looks like something out of Ghostbusters.
Yes.
What is this?
This is an aspirator. It's a tool that we use to vacuum mosquitoes out of resting boxes. We also set these light traps. This canister is filled with dry ice. It attracts mosquitoes because it's carbon dioxide.
So how do they get into that? Where do they enter?
So they're going to be flying around up here because the carbon dioxide is it's sublimating out through here. So they come in here. There's a fan in here, so they're checking it out in here, and they get sucked right down into there. We're going to set this in the woods today, and we're going to leave it for overnight.
Coming up, we'll actually take you into the woods to hang some of these collection traps. For now, in Fairfield, Sophia Thomas, Channel 3 News.
And again, you can see Sophia's entire story on WCAX.com. Again, just a real quick reminder to be safe. Head outside. It's we're getting there as far as bugs going away, and we just got to be extra careful until we are in the clear. So, that in mind, Jess, good to see you. First things first, we're going to take a look at this.
Yeah.
Foggy start in Rutland.
Yeah, this is the time lapse of the fog settling over Rutland and then dissipating this morning. So it kind of descended right after 5 o'clock, and then it was kind of there, and then here's 8:30, boom.
Wow.
Beautiful day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the scene for a lot of us this morning. That happens a lot of the time in the fall, especially when we get these clear, calm mornings. We had some leftover moisture from those showers yesterday, but now we are just kicking off an amazing stretch of weather. So good out there.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a great week. It's a pretty mild week. I think all morning. I think this is the time of year where we have some quieter weather. So I'm always kind of at a loss of what to say sometimes.
I mean, it's just nice. I mean, honestly, I personally think this is some of the best weather of the entire year. Like, typically in this point in September, you can have tropical moisture because this is kind of the peak of hurricane season. But when it's nice like this, it is so nice.
It's perfect time to get outside. I mean, I was riding my bike yesterday and relatively was fine. It was a little later, a little windy, but I mean, look, it's a great time to get outside.
Exactly. I mean, if the showers yesterday were the worst that we were going to have all week, we'll take it. And there's a little bit of something for everyone. If you like 60s, 70s, low 80s, we'll have a bit of a warming trend over the course of the week. So, yeah, really a lot of this sunshine from here on out. Really, that's what we'll keep seeing as we go through the rest of this week. And I mean, we already have the sunshine back today, and it really stays with us from this point onward. So this is, of course, was a scene not too long ago in Rutland, and we had some fog issues this morning. Visibility has really improved across the board now. Look at the Burlington waterfront, though. That is just a clear view across the lake. Mountains looking very crisp. The sky, nice bright blue this morning. It's 58 degrees now, and wind is still light, variable direction at 3 miles per hour. The dew point is comfortable. We've seen temperatures warm into the mid to upper 50s in a lot of spots. We're starting to see some low 60s emerging. Lebanon, Springfield, Brattleboro, Bennington, Plattsburgh, still at 49 in Saranac Lake. But overall going to be a comfortable, refreshing day today. Now we do have this little area of clouds still impacting parts of the Northeast Kingdom, kind of Newport points east into New Hampshire. That should lift out as the day goes on. We have high pressure building in as well. That's going to keep us so nice and quiet again through really the rest of the week. We'll see emerging sunshine into this afternoon, and really we stay clear through tonight into tomorrow morning. Another morning we'll probably see some areas of fog out there to start the day, then mostly sunny through the afternoon and tomorrow night. Thursday morning looking really the same. Lots of sunshine out there. Really just a nice stretch of weather. We'll see that gradual warming trend. Today highs will generally range from the mid 60s to the lower 70s out there. And then we're back into the mid 70s tomorrow, lower 80s Thursday onward. So it'll be warm, but not too hot. It won't be humid. We're looking at that very dry, crisp air out there right now and into tomorrow morning. So actually kind of a chilly start tomorrow. But then those dew points are generally in the 50s. That's comfortable air. And look at this afternoon, mid to upper 60s, lots of low 70s in the broader valleys, maybe even a couple mid 70s toward Brattleboro this afternoon. Mostly sunny out there. And then into tonight, we're clear, we're cool. Some of those cool spots of the Northeast Kingdom and the Adirondacks could see some mid to upper 30s tomorrow morning, but a lot of us start out in the 40s again tomorrow. Clear, some areas of fog to start out the day. Then we warm up a few degrees warmer than today, lots of low to mid 70s, pretty much full sunshine out there Wednesday afternoon. And look at the rest of this forecast. I don't remember the last time that I put out a 7-day forecast and we didn't have any rain icons on there. It was just, it's awesome. Pretty much fluctuating between full sunshine, partly cloudy, depending. We have a couple of very weak systems that try to pass through at different points through the week, and they don't have a ton of moisture. So really the best we could do out of those is maybe a brief window of increased cloud cover, maybe like Friday and a couple other points along the way. But the rain, we're not looking at any
we're in the clear here.
Big rain. It's great. It's fantastic.
This is great. And especially at this time of year too, where kids are getting back to school and fall sports are just starting, and you're not really feeling that you know, I don't know how to describe it. Like when you first starts getting cold is when you first obviously really start to notice it. So now it's a great time, especially for kids getting on the sports field and stuff like that. It's going to be great weather for it.
It's awesome. It's where you can get outside and not be cold and also not be overheating and sweaty. So it's great.
Because before you know it, too, it's going to be like the homecoming game time where you're all huddled and hot cocos. Parents have the chairs on the sidelines, stuff like exactly. So it's going to be just a nice week for it. But yes, thanks so much for stopping by. And again, you can see. Well, actually, you won't see me again at noon. You'll see Jess again on the Channel 3 News at noon. Catherine's filling in for me at noon. And, of course, you can see all of our stories on WCAX.com. And, but yes, just go out and enjoy the sunshine, and we'll see you again at noon.